Hello, Super Link to the Metroid Past tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play. I got it! It came out! Welcome back to our randomized crossover event. Last episode, we eventually cleared the Tower of Hera! Hooray! Huzzah! It was close, but we managed to kill Moldorm. Now, we're gonna go pick up one more little chest that's fairly easy to get to, if I remember. And then we'll probably head to Super Metroid. Or this might just be the way to get that nothing item, actually. It's really easy. Look how easy this is, guys. I don't know why I always miss on those swings. So bad. Does this connect up to something? Fairies. This is not the direction I should have gone. Well, you know. Well, you know. I think all of this work is just to get to that room that we checked on the top of Death Mountain that had bombs or something in it. And I'm like, yeah, I should go get that. But then I went and took the wrong jump off anyway, because I'm bad at video games. Anyway, we got more time to chit-chat, so it's all good. Like, how you guys doing? You enjoying the series? You know, maybe trying this out on your own? One thing I wanted to mention is that I'm probably going to be recording as much of these as I can in a day or two. I find that, especially with randomizers, it gets really hard to keep track of the longer a gap you put in, because you forget what you've checked and what items you've got. Oh yeah, it just brings us back up here, of course. So yeah, you know. Anyway, now I can check that off that we picked it up. Good. It's gone, will never come back. Use the mirror or the hookshot and hammer to get to the Tower of Hera. Well, we used the mirror, didn't we? So glad it gives us useful tips like that. Anyway, let's get out of here, and I guess we'll go to Super Metroid. We might just start down in, you know what? I had another item. I forgot to even mark it. We did pick up the space jump somewhere along there, didn't we? So, we have lots of stuff we can do in Super Metroid now. So I think that's where we'll go. We don't have the upgraded, the mitts or anything, so a lot of Death Mountain without the hookshot or the mitts is kind of difficult. But in Super Metroid, with access to space jump, screw attack, now we have the morphing ball and plasma with 3 energy tanks. We should be good for an awful lot of the early game. All we really need to make things better is the Varia suit, maybe a speed booster or something. Anyway, there's a couple items down here we might as well go pick up. Now we can turn into a ball. I gotta get used to my controls for this game again. I make them different like every time I play. Oh good, a shield for little Link. Oh, I should also remember to switch it over. So we picked up, we'll pick up both of these items while we're here. Alright, normally you get the high jump boots here, so you can just jump out, but we don't have those yet. I would love to get the high jump boots. They are great. And then I wouldn't have to do so many of these, trying to remember how to wall jump things. Because I'm so good at Super Metroid, I know how to wall jump really well. Ah, we got the good bee. Oh, that's also true. We don't have any way to make bombs yet. No power bombs. No, normal bombs. So we're gonna have to do... Okay, I can do this. Don't worry. This is good practice. Okay, the timing is just gonna take a second. There we go. These are not... Are these one way? Are you kidding me? Are we stuck down here forever now? Well, that's what I get for not having bombs. It's very rare that you have no power bombs in a randomizer this far into the game. So I think I actually have to reset it. So we're not gonna have... What do we get down here? A bottle. We got our first bottle. We need bombs to actually get out with it, I think. Okay, what am I doing? The reason the jumps are difficult is because I also have space jump, and they're interfering with each other. That's my story. Yeah, we have... Okay, well, that was really good. All right, cool. Yeah. So one cool thing about Link to the Past randomizer is you get an auto save whenever you come into one of these. Just hold on, I'm trying to re-update that I don't have these items, and controls are really failing me here. Not have that item. Oh my god, come on. There we go. So, yeah, good times. Let's get back in there. So yeah, anyway, autosave's quite nice. It should start us back at the ship. You know what? That's fine. I'd rather be back at the ship. You could probably use that as a shortcut if you knew what you were doing. Okay, that's fine. Norfair sucks. I was going to go up and, you know, go to, Kraid and kill him. But forget that. Let's hang out in Criteria for a while. So, we got Space Jump. Why? Okay, just gotta get the timing again. I've been playing, like, other Metroid games with different timings for Space Jump. Also, maybe my controller's input's a little bit soft. Just gotta get the timing, the rhythm. Okay, but I don't have... See, I don't have power bombs, so I can't go up and right. I could try... It shouldn't be that hard to go through, what do they call this? They usually call this the gauntlet. I didn't want to go up here with no space jump, although it's certainly possible, but screw attack is... Or sorry, without the morph ball. If you screw attack through these blocks, which is fine, but you stop before you finish the one underneath you, if you only break one of them, basically, you can get stuck. And getting stuck means another reset, and we already had one of those. Unfortunately, this item just missiles. No bombs. I can't go down there either. It's really weird having no bombs and no power bombs. Almost had some speed there. Alright. Well, I mean, that was a fairly easy check with screw attack space jump, so that wasn't so bad. Alright. Okay, well, let's head into Criteria. What do you think? You know, maybe we should go where you normally get the bombs. Maybe there'll be bombs there instead. That seems relatively likely. Seems rather unlikely, to be honest, but we'll check. So getting out of here is also going to be fun if there's... Well, I'm pretty sure I can do it, but getting out of here is a bit of a challenge with no bombs. Or bomb-like things. Missiles! Also, no mini-boss. You need to have bombs for that to trigger. Which is a neat little thing. So now we get to see if I can do yet another moderately advanced Super Metroid trick. So normally you get out of this area, like when you fall down, you can't get out without bombs. So how do you get out without bombs? Well, you've got to get up here. I almost had that, I think. The space jump will make this easier and harder in a way. So just give me a second here. Wow, I wonder if my controller is starting to go. It feels like my button presses are not being read as reliably as they used to be. Come on. Okay. This might take a minute. Super Metroid, hey, I should just stayed in Link to the Past. Super Metroid is much more of a skill-based game, and if you're out of practice or your controller's a little bit wiggly, these kind of little tricks are much harder to do. Oh, just a little bit slow. You basically have to start transforming into morph ball mode as you've got enough vertical acceleration. Probably easier with the high jump boots, which is maybe how I'm used to doing this. People can do this without space jump, by the way. They're pretty good. Get in there! Don't make me don't. Just, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth the hassle. I did mention that, you know, I'm not great at the sequence-breaking, really hardcore glitches in Super Metroid. Let's just forget about that. Never happened. So that's at least 2 areas where we got soft-locked. Well, technically that wasn't a soft-lock. That was a skill lock. You can get out of there if you are good. The one down in Norfair was definitely a soft-lock, though. That's great. Okay, where else can we go to get locks? So we can go to the left there, thanks to screw attack, but let's head down the normal vanilla route first. So we would need bombs to go through that path. There's an item sort of down that left corridor, but we can't get there yet. Let's see. You need speed booster to get the item on the right of this shaft. Although I think we could probably space jump up and check what it is if we really cared. I think even without bombs we can go down here, yeah. Missiles, hooray. Now, because of the randomizer, traditionally when you're doing a Super Metroid randomizer, you generally get a lot of power bombs way earlier than you normally would have access to them. So power bombs are rarely a block in most Super Metroid runs. So the fact that we've gotten so far into Link to the Past, we've got a lot of total items. The fact that not one of them has been a power bomb is a little bit unusual for me. So that's why I'm like, wait, I don't have bombs? Oh, don't we always get bombs in a randomizer? Ooh, we could have got this pretty early. It wouldn't have really helped us, because without the morph ball, you can't go anywhere. Well, no, so to be fair, that's actually kind of convenient. If we had come here first with no other items, we actually could have picked that up, and then the item to the right here, which is normally gated by either space jump or high jump, or speed booster, I guess. There's a few ways to get this item. You could also, if you've ever watched a speed run, you've probably seen people damage boost into this item. So you can get hit by that, the bug thing, whatever, and basically get knocked into that. So that's kind of your second item you can get with no other items, if you know how to do damage boosting. But just the way it turns out, because we had the high jump boots in the first item spot, we actually could have just got it no matter what. Which means that could have been, technically, that could have gone high jump into Morph Ball in the normal mode logic, and that could have opened up Super Metroid. But, you know, we already got Morph Balls, so we're good. Also, I should be keeping track of these a little bit better. We picked that up. Pick that up. I wish I could zoom in a little bit better on these, and we're about to pick this up. What do we get? 5 bomb capacity. Not a great use of our time. We've got tons of Link bombs. Not very many Metroid bombs. Now, because we picked up high jump boots, this was still a very worthwhile trip. That will still make a lot of things easier for me because, you know, I guess the truth is I probably should have done a test run through Super Metroid before I started recording because, man, I'm feeling rusty today. It'll get better as we get further into it, but it's like Zelda, there's less rust, even like you have the same sort of problems, but there's definitely less timing and reaction to Link's attacks. Whereas in Super Metroid, because there's so many like tricks and borderline exploits and bugs and stuff, you've got to be able to do your movement better than I am doing. And I used to just fly up this tower. I mean, screw attack should make this so easy. And I just keep losing my my spin. Well, that's the mid-air morph ball I need to get good at. Anyway, good enough. Some of this is practice, some of it's just for fun. I guess we're back in criteria if you want to map up. I actually figure, especially for people who maybe haven't played these games all that much, having that map on the side could be quite useful to keep track of where we're going a little bit. It doesn't update, you know, where I am live, but I figure without too much work, you could probably keep track approximately of where we are, even if you're not super familiar. So without bombs, this is, I mean, sort of a sequence break in a sense, because normally you need bombs to get through there, but this is what I call the Terminator room, because I don't know why. People come up with weird names for things. And it just has money. That sucks. Let's see. No power bombs. So normally you could check the end of Gauntlet here. That's where we need the bombs, so I can't even go up to see if the end of Gauntlet is worth it. If I ever get power bombs, I'll try to remember to check rather than go through the whole Gauntlet scenario again, because it's probably a little bit quicker if I'm ever going through this area. Now, This is another soft lock potentially coming up. If you were good at mock balls, I would recommend coming here early to do where the early super missiles are in a traditional speed run. This is your mock ball super missile room. Like I said at the beginning of the series, I have done mock balls. I know how it's done. I'm just not very comfortable doing them. I just came here to check that item, technically. When we have the speed booster, we'll be able to just run through. I wanted to see, just for interest's sake. Yeah, we would be soft locked because we have no power bombs or other bombs. If we fell into that, we probably couldn't get out unless we jumped out really quickly. In some randomizers, this block is turned into a breakable block rather than a one-way block. And that way you can just shoot your way out, essentially. So no power bombs, we can't go down. This is actually a very inefficient route with no bombs. I'm amazed, like, maybe without power bombs I should have stayed in Link to the Past a little bit longer, but there's still lots of stuff we can do. It's just, we're gonna have to come back later with bombs. And speed booster and all kinds of stuff. Alright, so let's see. Thanks to space jump, this is very easy. And high jump. No power bombs, so I can't go to the left there. I should be keeping track of these. Let me, what did we get? Fell down, didn't get anything in there. Went across, picked that up. Gotta keep track on the tracker. It's gonna be too hard to remember. No power bombs, can't get through that door. 6 bombs, we got a boomerang, that doesn't really matter much. Can't even get the normal charge beam without bombs. Technically, there'd be a glitch here. This is where you normally exit the Spore Spawn fight. There's a way, I don't know how to do it. There's a way to fire a super missile. I'm not even hitting the right spot. Oh no, that's actually incorrect. Screw attack. I would need bombs again. Because I don't think I can shoot. Yeah. Because it's 2 bomb tiles, right? Wow, Anyway, so you know what? Normally, speedrunners don't even do this fight because you can just skip it, essentially, with clever super missile tricks. But we're not doing a speed run. And because we've gotten so few items while we're in Super Metroid, we'll just go the normal route. And honestly, Spore Spawn with super missiles is kind of a joke anyway, so... And plasma. I mean, if we had charged plasma, it'd be probably one shot, but... That'd be pretty hilarious, eh? Hey, second mini-boss, traditionally. Interestingly, you can't break his little pellets with your screw attack. I mean, I could just, invincibility myself through the entire fight. We hit him with 1. I think with super missiles, you can probably only hit him with 1, because he's going to close up pretty quickly after you hit him. But like, normally he takes, like, what, 10 or 12 missiles? Which is going to be 2 or 3 super missiles. Probably 3. I think it's 12 missiles normally. I mean, this guy could he could barely kill us. Oh, no, it must have been more than 15 missiles. I believe a super missile always does 5 more. Like, it basically does 5 missiles of damage, I think. Unless you're fighting Ridley. Alright. And technically, we could have actually skipped this fight and just left it in the middle of the fight, but that's no fun. Because the tile that blocks you in is... Usually, you're not allowed to have super missiles before you fight. Anyway, we got to fight Spore Spawn, everyone's favorite fight that doesn't really matter much. This is your traditional method of getting super missiles in Super Metroid. You know what? I didn't think this through. I did not completely think this through. Oh, Super Metroid with no power bombs. So the problem is exactly... I mean, I said this right before we went in there. I can break this tile, but I can't break those stats. This is working out really well. I don't think I've ever got soft-locked in Super Metroid Randomizer this many times. Because I always have power bombs. I really need to be careful. Because it doesn't cross my mind that, oh yeah, without power bombs you can't do anything. Alright, well, you know. We're learning. So we got to see the items anyway. Oh, man. I'm sorry, everybody. Here I am, pretending I know what I'm doing. Nope. Well, I have a feeling I'm gonna not stay in Super Metroid much longer. Unfortunately, we lost our high jump because I didn't save it. That was the only important item we picked up, and I didn't even add it to the tracker. We lost the boomerangs, but that does not matter much. So I think, honestly, we're gonna go back to Link to the Past until we get some sort of explosives from Super Metroid. Because I keep falling into that trap of getting into an area that normally you have bombs, you can just escape. And without bombs or power bombs, it's just a trap. And you can't just save load your way out like you can in Link to the Past, so soft locks are a problem. So let's switch feet, go back to Link to the Past, and let's see what we can do down in Link to the Past. Let's see. No. Got 2 more crystals. Let's see. Where can we go? I've got the lantern, so we could go into Sanctuary Escape. We should probably do that all now. We should have done that a little while ago. Once I had the lantern, I should have done Castle Hyrule. Yeah, that's what we should have done. That's the easy thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets us the next progression item. Let's just go through the normal entrance. We could go to the Sanctuary and drop down again, which is probably faster. Okay. Sorry. There's a few things to do. Conveniently, we can teleport to Mountain Cave now as well, which is nice. Look, I'm just a little bit frazzled by my Super Metroid performance today, that's all. Let's see. We could have gone into the back of the Sanctuary there as well, I suppose, but I think there's nothing in between there and this entrance, so you might as well just come here and save a little bit of time. And then from here, we'll backtrack and see if we can find... I forget exactly how many chests there are, but there's a couple. But I didn't have the lantern, so I didn't want to go this way last time. These do require being lit sometimes. Sometimes. No. Actually, there's probably no triggers in here that require the lamp, is there? Yeah, it's more... Sorry. There's enemies that drop keys, that's right. That might have been the only one, too. Professional Let's Player again. As you can tell. Getting attacked by rats in a dungeon. It's cool. We'll go down to where you normally rescue Zelda as well. We'll do all this stuff that I almost forgot about. A lot of rats. I don't know why I keep pressing the wrong button. I think I put the Y button as shoot in Metroid, and it's the map in Link to the Past, which seems like a terrible mistake. I feel like one of the snakes in this room might drop. Ooh, a wave beam! Let me add that to our... Let's add that to the tracker. So the wave beam... Oh, come on. Jeez, I just said I would stop doing that. The wave beam does sort of open up a couple areas. Barely. Because there's those one-way... There's those... what do you call them? Barriers that have... you basically have to shoot through them to open them. one-way barriers, I guess. One thing that always surprises me is the shallowness or narrowness of his reach on the sword swing. Okay, now... I'm very good at video games. There might not be much else past where I am. Item-wise. Also, I don't have any more keys. So was that... Sorry, I haven't gone through this dungeon backwards very often. That's just the path that leads you to the throne, right? That's the throne pull. Like, normally, after you save the princess, that's... You get her in the dungeon, and then you head to the throne room, and that's what takes you to the cathedral. So now we have to do the other half, which you have to get to from the main... Like, I didn't actually know that was blocked off if you didn't push the throne out of the way, so... Little things like that, I'm not very efficient in my pathing. Because normally you go right, fall down, get your sword, come up through the way we jumped down, and go in this way. And we sort of backwards the path to the uncle, and we never really did this. Up would lead to the throne room that connects to where we just finished, but we never went to the dungeon where you normally rescue the princess. But it was already... See, it's thrown me out for a loop here because she comes pre-rescued in this randomizer. Alright, we're all healed up. We're totally fine. I wouldn't be too surprised if there's an actually good item down here. Because this has been open for quite a while. We could have gone down here as soon as we had... Well, geez, you didn't actually need the lantern to do this section, right? This is the section that normally leads to the lantern, so... I should have done this earlier. That's my mistake. I forgot that you could do this part of the Sanctuary Escape without the lantern. I knew the last section of it basically required the lantern. Or the gloves to get the last 3 chests if you can skip it, but... I definitely should have done this earlier. This was an episode 1 sort of thing that I forgot about. It's not very important. There's still 1 more chest, though. We'll see. Alright, princess chests. Give me something good. I'd accept, like, the flute. That would make my life a lot easier. Probably should be doing charge attacks. Alright, you got a big key to open 1 door. Oh, a cape! Okay. That lets you kill Agahnim, actually. You can see how it lit up on the top there. That's a bit of an adventure. So that's all of those done. It's green-lighted me to Agahnim. I can't finish Desert Palace without... I should probably just save and leave, it'll be faster. So I can't do Desert Palace without the Pegasus shoes, because we can't get to the big key in that one. We could... No, actually, it's impossible to finish... We know we can't get the bow, so we can't finish Eastern Palace. I don't have very many paths to the Dark World yet. Without the hammer, or the big gloves, or killing Agahnim. Maybe I need to kill Agahnim, or be good at Super Metroid. Sure, let's go kill him. Why not? It's going to take a little while. We'll probably go a little over 30 minutes today, because this is going to take a little bit of a trip. You don't need anything besides a torch, and some way to get past the beam. So either the Master Sword, or... Now, to be fair, I could just go to the forest, and find out... Oh no, that's the pedestal. Killing Agahnim will only open up the lumberjack drop, which we know is garbage. mean, I could still kill them for fun. Some of you may have not seen this trick, so I'll show it off anyway. It's mostly just because they gave me this cape that I'm like, well, maybe you're supposed to do this route, but I don't really see how this is going to open up any new items for us. I'm pretty sure killing Agahnim, just the only item it gets you is the one below the lumberjacks, and we're pretty sure that's just like bombs or something, and not the good kind of bombs. But anyway, this thing you're supposed to break with the Master Sword, right? Because normally you wouldn't have access to something like the cloak before that, but you can use the cloak to just bypass it. So that's pretty cool. Might need this going. Okay. I should be able to do this. Now, normally you have the Master Sword, so you're able to do twice as much damage. So this might take a little bit longer than normal. But also, you normally don't have the blue mail. These guys are gonna take a bit of work. Normally you'd have like bow and arrow. I hope there's nothing that blocks you without the bow and arrow, because normally you'd have all the light world items before you came in here. But if you just bear with me, we should be fine. There we go, double hit. Look at that. Now there was... No, I couldn't get that. I was gonna say, technically there's a way for us to get a bottle and check the sick kid in Kakariko, but we actually can't get... No, I could get the bottle. The Norfair entrance for Super Metroid. If I didn't go to the high jump boot room, I could go through, kill the orange flame thing, and then basically I have to not go into the high jump room. I could pick up the bottle and leave, because the path won't block unless you leave the room. Basically, it only resets when you reload the area. So I'd be able to get the bottle and leave if I really cared. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I'm just thinking of easy items I can get that don't require me to do super long, convoluted tricks. And I'm also trying to stay out of Super Metroid a little bit, because until I get bombs or power bombs, it's just... There's an awful lot of areas I can get soft-locked if I'm not really careful. I guess I could probably go kill Kraid. You don't need bombs to kill Kraid, do you? You can shoot through all the walls, I think. I'm just trying to think. Sorry if I'm being quiet. There's definitely still a few areas we can go. We could even technically go to, like the top. We could go to Eastern Palace and get a couple chests. As much as we couldn't finish the dungeon without bow and arrow, and I know I can't even get it, technically there would be a couple items in there that we could try to get first. Basically, a dip in to get an item, and then you'd have to leave. Did I miss? Oh no, I just didn't. Is there anything else on Death Mountain that would be worth trying to get? Alright, good geometry for you guys. There we go, got the double hit in even. We're almost through. It's a good thing I have the blue mail, I might have a hard time here. It's another one of those areas where I'm really more used to the vanilla route, which is Master Sword. So everything taking twice as many hits in here is a little strange. Pots are overpowered though. Pots do more damage than my sword. I guess the sword that your uncle had is just not very good. If a pot does more damage than your actual... You know, I'm assuming it's supposed to be a metal sword. Maybe it's just a wood sword in this game. Right, killed everything. Is there any hearts? Just make me feel a little bit happier. If I run into a room that requires a bow because I forgot that you need a bow to finish this, I'm going to be rather mad. I don't think I have to do this room. I could be wrong, but I don't think I do. But I'll kill everything. Bloodlust. It's a lot easier once he's in the corner anyway. Alright, yeah, that was a waste of time, to be fair. This is fine. Let's just, just carefully kill the spear guy. And then prep for bow battle. Alright, no problem. Look at this strategy. Alright. Someone's yelling at me, Blue, you're just wasting your time. You can't get in here. Someone's like, Blue, you're wasting the time. This is worthless. There's nothing you're going to get for killing Agahnim. Alright. We don't need a bow, right? We just walk right in. See Zelda getting kidnapped again. Well, turned into a crystal this time, I guess. Well, we never really rescued her the first time, so I guess it's just the first time. Alright, let's do this. 2.5 hearts, but blue armor. So we didn't need any bow. That's a good start. So you guys remember how to fight this guy. Now, we could be cool. Cool kids use the butterfly net. I think it has a much wider arc. It's actually kind of easier to bounce back with this. Oh, it might not work so well on the blue buster, whatever you call it. Maybe I should just use the sword so that that doesn't happen. Oh, this is lightning. That much I remember. Center top is always lightning. I should just use the sword, it'll be safer. I don't believe there's any way to do extra damage. Like, you can't get double damage by doing a charged swing or anything. I'm not sure how to avoid getting hit by the blue balls. Just swing it and then move to the right immediately, maybe? Don't want to be too far away, though. Or you won't hit him with the counter attack. Okay. Yeah, also vertical's the wrong choice when he's doing the blue, because if you move left or right, you'll dodge the star pattern, but if you move up or down, you'll get hit. So anyway, that's done. That wasn't so bad. The good news is, this does take us to the Dark World, which, I mean, we're already over 30 minutes, but there's a couple really quick things we can do while we're here. Including getting our bow. And also a blue stick. Well, let's switch it over to the Dark World. And we'll get that immediately. Now, we already had the cape, which is approximately equivalent, so it doesn't really make much difference, but... Actually, no, I don't have a hammer, do I? So I could probably get to the Palace of Darkness. I've got enough money for the monkey to let me in. But I can't cross that bridge. Although, because of my... Maybe I can just swim? I would just really like to get the bow, is what I'm thinking. And I think this still connects in the Dark World? If you don't have the flippers, you can't get down here. If you don't have the flippers or the hammer, is what I mean to say. But as long as you've got one or the other. This also means... I think we could pick up the catfish item pretty easily. Maybe we'll just... I know the episode's getting long, but... Oh yeah, those bomb birds are the worst. But this is really important. We need this. I would also really like to find a Master Sword, because I know that'll lead to the gravity suit up on Death Mountain. So, I'm just hoping for a couple really nice progression items. So I should add that I've got the bow now. And then I think one of these whirlpools... Isn't there a whirlpool that takes you right to catfish? Or do I have to go all the way around? I forget. There's a portal in the light world, but then you can't come back. Sorry, while I think. Those are just bad guy portals. I thought there was a teleport portal. Where does this take me? Teleport whirlpool. This is... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Also, I should check off that I got that bow. Bow is gone. Alright, so don't go back into it this time. No, where am I? Well, closer to it, I guess. That wasn't the warp I was thinking it was. I could be wrong that there's even a way to get up here. I was just thinking of where I could get a couple easy items. Without the upgraded mitts or the hammer, it's pretty hard to get around. I do know where the hammer is, though, right? That's the one in Norfair. Oh, yeah, okay, we can't go this way. You know what? We should probably just end the episode now. I'm just rambling. Yeah, I guess that'll do for now. Oh, also, before we end the episode, look at this. Let's update a couple things on our list. So, plus pendant is Turtle Rock. Misery Mire is a pendant. Palace of Darkness is a pendant. And they also tend to keep track of the pink ones, because if you do the 2 pink ones, you can go to the bomb shop, which lets you get the Pyramid Fairy. So that's what do they call these ones? That's the Ice Palace. This is Swamp Palace. Right. Palace of Darkness, Turtle Rock, Swamp. Or no, this is which one's which? Which one's Swamp, which one's Misery? The Mire's probably Misery Mire, because it's further right. So then... Thieves Town... Sorry, Skullwoods is a... I don't have it yet, but it's a plus one. A crystal plus. And... I think it's Swamp Palace? I'm sorry, I don't remember the names of the dungeons. Whatever, we've got the map, so we can figure it out. I think we're going to end the episode here one way or the other. We made some progress, you know, a little bit. It might be getting close to the point where I'm going to have to go back to... This is convenient, sort of. I can use the mirror to get back somewhere. Anyway, I might be at the point where I need to go back to Super Metroid from Death Mountain or something. And maybe I should do that to get the bottle. If we could get from here... Can we get from here to Kakariko Village? I don't think so in the Dark World. Not without... at least... Normally the hammer would get you there. Hammer or second glove. Maybe the hookshot could get you there. We can get to Palace of Darkness, but there's no other items unless we go into it. We still don't have the bow. Or no, we have the bow. That's right. Maybe next episode we'll go back and do Eastern Palace. Yeah, that probably makes sense. Eastern Palace. Maybe go into Super Metroid and kill Kraid. That gets us a couple items. I'm looking for a sword upgrade, and I need some friggin' bombs for Super Metroid, because I'm not finding anything. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Wish me luck. I'll try to think about it a little bit between episodes if I can come up with a good strat. See you there.